Hello everybody. Just getting some of these videos finally completed, uploaded, and set up so I can post them for you all. Those that know me know that every year I go through all my kits, once for summer changeover and once for winter changeover. I'm a little late on my winter changeover because of my surgeries I had for my military injuries this year, but been catching up slowly. And so I'll post the videos. I've got a couple of new things to show, and I'm going to do a couple of the other kits that I have not shown before, specifically to like what I carry when I'm here at home or wandering around on the property, that kind of thing. So let me get started. I'll start out with the one that if I'm out on the property somewhere, we've got 120 acres of woodland, bluffs, and farmland here in the property, plus another 20 acres or so that's a freshwater pond. I'm usually out and about more out in those areas in the summertime. Here in Wisconsin in the wintertime, there's not too much to do. And it's damn cold. But I do end up going back there to check the pond, make sure that the wind towers the bubblers are keeping two sections of the pond aerated so they don't freeze solid. And we also parked our RV out there, so I go out and make sure there's no footsteps around it, nobody's been messing with it, that kind of thing. We have a 38-foot Four Winds, 1998 I think it is. Bought it really cheap, and it's parked out there, and kind of a nice little place to go out and do some fishing or hunting or whatever without having to go anywhere. So what I'll do is, and sometimes I'll go out there with a truck, and sometimes I'll go out there with the tractor. Just depends on what I'm doing, Anyway, so around the property, even around my own home, I'm always armed. I know some people think it's not needed, not necessary, but I'm one of those people that has had intruders on the property who have actually tried to steal I have a Trans Am, they've tried to steal that. They've tried to steal, for a second time, tried to cut the copper off the irrigation lines. It's about $30,000 worth of copper, by the way. Was it 3 years ago, the area got hit, 7 irrigation systems got hit, all the copper gone. It's amazing we're 80 miles from the nearest major town or city, and people will come out. They must think we're dumb hicks out here or something, but they'll come out here and then get the shock of their lives when they do, and German Shepherds are chewing them apart, and my Benelli 12 gauge is stuck in their face. So yeah, out here, even at home, I can get to a weapon within seconds. When I'm out on the tractor, like I said, out on the property, I will usually, this is the kit that I'll have with me, and if it's summertime, I'll wear a sidearm. It'll be on my belt. It'll be on my hip. In the wintertime, I'm dressed up in my Arctic gear, and putting a weapon under my Arctic gear is worthless, because if I need it, I'm not going to be able to get to it. It'll be under all that layering. So in the wintertime, I put on my thigh holster, and this is what I'm walking around with in the wintertime when I'm out on the property or whatever else. Laser light, of course. This is a Ruger SR9C Compact. This one's been upgraded too with the extended mag, so I've got 18 rounds with one in the pipe. Love this really nice weapon, really good shooting weapon. One of these days I'm going to upgrade and change this out for a Olight that I have, which I'll show you in a little while. This is a little bit big, but the new Olight I have is about half that. You'll see it later. I'll show it to you. So whether it's summertime or not, this thing is with me out on the property, and depending on if it's winter or summer, depends on how I'm carrying it. Also in here I've got an extra mag in this pouch, On this side, I have extra set of AA's and 4-port charging cables, as these are the ones that I did a video on a few months ago for you all and posted. Batteries that you can get, these are standard AA, but to charge them you don't need a battery charger. You just plug in to the battery, and I can do 4 at a time, and plug it into a standard USB charger, which you'll see, and away I go. I don't have to worry about carrying around a charger or anything else. I'll leave these out for a second so you can see what I'm talking about when I get to it. For the pack, this will mount, this basically it just clips right to my tractor. I've got one of the John Deere compact tractors. You can find video on that when I'm plowing snow and whatnot. And it, even in the wintertime, in the wintertime I'm not doing as much, obviously, like I said, around the property, but I still have to plow the snow. I still got to go down and check the pond, that type of stuff. So this is attached to the John Deere. On the kit is a canteen here that has the backup water supply in the thermos. And then I also carry with this, which is sitting up there, a standard canteen like this, which when I leave the house, this one's actually full of, it actually is already filled with me. And this is just the backup, or if I need additional more, whatever. And I think you saw in there that it's got, I keep the water pouches in these, as I've shown in other videos. And it's all set to go. I also have, and as those of you that have been around a while, you know my favorite flashlight, tactical light, is the Nitecore brand. Most of my chargers and most of my flashlights are Nitecore. This is another one of them that I carry. This one is convenient because it also, this model, I also don't have to carry a charger around. I just unscrew this, and I can plug it into the same USB to charge it. No hassle, no fuss, no nothing. This model is also this does not use AA, but the AA's are for my radio and my tack light on the weapon, but mainly the radio. And the flashlight uses the 18650 lithiums, which you've all seen before. And that's it for that. As you can see, I've also got a number of just basic snap-on, oh shit, I can't remember, trying to tip my tongue. You know what they are. It'll pop in a little bit. Inside this kit, you'll find another knife, another tactical knife, foldable. I like Gerber a lot, but my main is usually SOG, which I'll show you a little bit later. And then also in here is just one of those basic metal multi-tool things. I get the Blade Mate because they're really nice. They're nice and solid, heavy steel made so they don't just bend or fall apart on you. And if I remember right, it's another military veteran that's a business run by another military veteran like me. So, in the first pocket is the charger, solar. That's a battery pack, obviously, and it can be charged by solar, or you can plug it in. Get it open. Man. Oh, I was going the wrong way, no wonder. Or, if you got another power source, of course, you can plug this in and charge it that way, or just charge it by the sun. But this is what I obviously use to charge batteries and anything else. And the video probably shows is charging this right now. And then, of course, these have usually And I did a video on a whole bunch of different types of these that I recommend that are solid, that hold up with rugged use as I use them all the time. This one here also has built-in light. Nothing elaborate, but you know, if you just need some light, there you go. Let's see, turn it off. Also in this pouch I've got the 4-pack of more batteries for my tactical light, 18650s. Towel. This is one of those dehydrated towels. When you get it wet, it'll boof up to about a dish towel size. Some more ear protection. This is my good ear protection. And then, of course, just an extra charging cable in case I need it for whatever with the pack. In the back, now these will come out. I've got some purification, or no, these are potassium iodide. Why I'm carrying them around now in this, I don't know. Guess I could probably take them out since this is my local kit. But what I do carry in here every winter are my heating pouches, hand and foot warmers. I go through these, you know, especially when I'm outside working in the winter. They are so nice to have. I don't use them unless I get cold, but if I get cold, they will buy you a lot of time and bring your feet and fingers back to Zoe, that's enough. They'll bring your feet and hands back to, you know, a comfortable level again. Oh, that's why I had it in there. I guess I have these in all of them now. Forgot about that. And then I also carry the iodide tablets and a face mask. And then finally in this pocket, one of the real Doan made in the USA magnesium fire starters. Usually in the summer I'll take this one out and just hang it on the tractor, and it'll stay charged all the time. And then inside, since again this is just for going around the property, whatever, I'll usually have a pack of dehydrated food of some kind. This one here just happens to be noodled soup. Because it's 4 servings, which means it'll last at most 2 meals for me. But it's not like I'm going anywhere. I'm on the property. So, you know, it's just if I want a quick lunch or I'm hungry for whatever reason or whatever, I got something I can eat quick. Also in here, plenty of toilet paper. Junk knife. Pretty blue, but it's junk. Because if I'm out and about doing something and I need to cut something crappy or whatever, for whatever reason, I don't want to use my good knives. And I'll show you this in a little while. I like my good knives. I don't like to use for, you know, stuff that can really damage a knife. So I always keep a crappy extra. Water purification tube. This is just a cheap portable that does the basics. And since I know my water around here, you know, I'm not overly concerned about getting water or finding water or whatever, but I have it just in case. And why is this? Because it's on the wrong end. You know, if I do run out of water and I'm out on the property, then I've got a, you know, a small personal life straw device, some rope, and of course things like this that are already on the tool chest on the tractor. But you know, you can never have too much. Being that I'm out on my property, whether I'm cutting wood or doing some work or whatever, now in a shit hit the fan pack, I would never carry an orange emergency blanket, which is what this is. I'd never carry an orange one during shit hit the fan. But since this is my day kit for out on the property, I carry orange because if something happens to me, it'd be a hell of a lot easier to find me with blaze orange than it would be if I had my camo version. Also in here, just a cheap Boy Scout set of utensils. A small Esbit stove with 4 tablets, so I can just cook up the soup or whatever else. Keep some water if I want. Extra pack of bullets. And this one just happens to be all Full Metal Jacket. No, I guess there is some hollow point in there too. So just a mix of 9mm for my sidearm. In back are some MRE heaters and some bread out of another MRE pack. There's normally some Kool-Aid stuff in there too, but I used it up not too long ago and I got to replace it, which is one of the reasons I always go through my kits. Let me put all this back real quick. You notice I fit things in so that they have a place, so that they go right back in as I had them and I know where they're at. And yeah, I could actually fit a whole bunch more in here if I wanted to. Alright. Well, that's the basics for, you know, the kit that just hangs with me as I'm out working on the property or whatever. Nothing elaborate or anything else, just enough to take care of anything I might run into or need. If I want to start a fire, if I need water, need extra ammo, that kind of thing. Need help. I also carry a 5-watt radio when I'm out there too. So now, let me put this away. Alright, now, daytime, day-to-day stuff, I actually have 2 small kits that go with me wherever I go. Whether I'm in a car, truck, you know, if I leave the property, these go with me. The first one is this. This is the one that will go with me if I'm like going to a wedding or church or, you know, some place that I'm not open carrying that I want, you know, I need some kit, but I can't carry around what I would normally carry around. A small LC9, and I added a Laser Max laser to it. A concealed carry holster. I also have, this is the standard conceal mag, but I also have the extended mag for this. And this is 8 rounds when it's hot, and the extended will give me 11 rounds when it's hot. Nice little shooting weapon. And again, this is the one that I'll carry like if I'm going to a wedding, that kind of thing. And then this goes regardless whether I'm going any place. It'll stay in the vehicle if I'm you know, at a wedding or something like that. But if I'm going to like a, I don't know, an auction or something like that, then this will just get, I'll just throw it on my belt in it if I feel like it. Otherwise it'll just stay in the truck or the car. I've got some of my medication in there if I need it. Everything from Tylenol to some painkillers, whatever. I've got a couple of P38, P58 can openers, some earplugs. Boy, those are kind of dirty. Not from me. Must be the ink from the pack. Because this gets wet. I mean, if it's on my belt, it's you know, gets wet. I've got some safety pins in here. I've got a handcuff key. And I've even got some extra, these are in plastic packs, batteries, which are for this, which I'll show you in a second. Next, in this little one, is this, which is a glass break, LED flashlight, ballpoint pen, and I remember how to take it apart, multi-tool. And the company has said that they are designing other blades for this that you can you'll just be able to screw them in. This one happens to have a can opener, screwdriver, small little worthless knife, and a little wrench and a serrated edge. But they've said they're working on little extra tools you'll be able to just pop right in there. This one happens to be chrome, but I've got a black one, a red one, blue one, I think. They're really nice. And they're solid. They're heavy. I mean, this is a heavy metal. The other ones don't have these portholes in it. I don't know. I think this one was just for show. The other ones, though, are solid. And like I said, the glass break and everything is built into it. Really nice. And that's what the flashlight batteries were for that I just showed you, the little ones. Also in here, another set of the chargeable type AA's. You plug them into a USB port, USB cable, and away you go. Now, here's the big one with this set. And I did do a video, so on the group, look up the video if you want more information. These are lithium. They're one of the first lithium AA batteries that you can buy now that are rechargeable. So rechargeable lithium AA, not the other ones that I've talked about a few times that if you use, you blow up your stuff. These are the proper voltage and everything, 1.5 volt. And here is another little charger. Notice it's smaller than the first one I showed you. Smaller than the first one I showed you. But basically it does the same thing. Power pack. No flashlight on it. This one has less milliamp hours to it. The other one, I'll pull it out again. I think the other one was 10,000 milliamp hours. This one's 5,000 milliamp hours. But again, you can charge it with another USB source or just solar panel from the sun. And then also in here I have a set of AAA lithiums that are the double power type, and those are for another flashlight that is with this. Here's just another little tool that I was sent. Oh no, this is my flint and steel. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. A little cotton in it. Even has a little compass on the bottom side of it. So that's my flint and steel and compass. And the back side of it are a couple of lithium batteries, a good brand, and these, while I don't have a tactical light on this little kit, there's usually one in my truck, on my tractor, or on my other kits, as you'll see. So having them, just in case I need them for my tactical lights. The cable for charging those AA's, cable for charging the lithiums, again, USB. Just a straight charging cable in case I need to charge something else. And again, this is my everyday go everywhere. An extra cheap foldable. Nothing elaborate about this, just a cheap brand extra foldable knife to complement the one that I carry on in my pocket. A little multi-tool type